Hello world, this is Chris with Elevations, doing another unboxing today. So as you can see here, this is the UniFi Wi-Fi 6 long range wireless access point. Now this is a multi-pack, so if you do order in bulk, a lot of times they'll come in multiples of these 5 packs. And then inside of them you have individually packaged single packages of access points. Now the one downfall about ordering in this fashion is you do not get the power injectors with the access point. So typically they would expect when you order in this fashion that you're actually going to be installing it in a larger environment. You will be typically utilizing PoE switches. So let's open up the box here and see what we have. The very first thing, as you can tell on the top, is a big piece of styrofoam. Now this is one thing I'll say, as they've started doing these packagings like this, they use a lot of packaging. Taking that off, again, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual wireless access points here. They are all individually boxed up here. See if I can grab one of them out of here. And what I think is a little unfortunate is, while the packaging is very nice, we don't need this much packaging. There are 4 relatively small access points in here, and they take up all of this space. That's quite a bit of extra packaging and material that's not quite necessary. Many years ago, they would package these multi-packs up into a lot smaller boxes and save on a lot of the packaging when they would ship out some of the cameras and access points and whatnot that just had the simple slots in there, as opposed to these massive boxes and then boxes inside of boxes wrapped in paper, etc., etc. So if we take a look here, that's the actual access point. Okay, pretty basic. And then this does just slide right off there, and then we have the access point itself. Again, while it is nice and it keeps everything real pretty like, here's just another random piece of plastic sitting on top there so it doesn't get scratched. Pull that off, then you have the access point itself. So this is the Wi-Fi 6 access point. They are really nice access points. The only thing that I really dislike about the way that UniFi or Ubiquiti does these is the packaging is absurd. Then you have this little weather tight type of gasket here. Now again, this is not entirely weather tight. You can't expect this to be rained on directly and not cause any issues to your access point. They are a lot better than the old UniFi access points that were made for indoor. And then you have your PoE input here. Now this is a standard 48 volts, so standard PoE. And the one thing that I will note, they do have the MAC address on here, rather strange, so keep an eye on that. And then inside there as well, you have that reset button. So going back in the packaging here, so one thing that is nice, they do have the template. I've honestly gone through hundreds of these and I have not used the template once. It does come with this little fun leveling bubble in case you actually want to make use of that. And then they have the different mounting plates, and again, these mounting plates are also wrapped in more plastic. If we go, I'll grab the razor again, open this guy up. So this is just another thing shrink wrapped in plastic, and this is just a piece of metal. Now this is a really nice mounting bracket. It does come with a lot of different options depending on what you're mounting to. So you can actually mount it to a single 2-gang box. I think typically the D's will work on that. You can mount it to a ceiling box. You can mount it to a single gang box. You can mount it directly to the wall. There's a lot of different options here depending on what you're using. You can see right here, wall mounting, T-bar, 3.5 round, 4-inch square, single gang, 4-inch round, European outlet box. Never actually used that one. But a lot of different holes here that automatically line up, makes it really nice, and you just put the access point on it and twist it. It locks in quite nicely. Very basic. And again, wrapped in plastic, we have another piece of metal here. So this is typically going to be utilized if you're doing drop ceiling. You'll put this on top to give some actual backing to the bolts that'll be going through the drop ceiling, so you have something more than just the foam of the ceiling itself holding that access point. So you do not want that access point to fall down. So again, this is just a basic piece of metal. Now let's go ahead and actually look at what hardware they do include. So there's nothing else left in that box besides some more material there, just advertising. So this is the actual hardware kit. What is nice about the packaging is it does come with a lot of the screws and bolts that you might actually end up needing. Again, this is a whole lot of extra packaging. It's not quite necessary, but it's nice to have these options. So you do have the machine thread. So you have that very fine thread here if you're going to be going through the ceiling. That's typically what you're going to use with that other metal bracket. And then we have the more coarse screws included here. So that's coarse going into, say, drywall, or you can go into wood mounting, stuff like that. Have some smaller set screws. They do come with drywall anchors if you want to make use of those. Here we have the nuts for the bolts if you're going through, and then it does come with a very small Allen wrench there as well. A couple nice little options that they include. It is nice to have, but again, it would be convenient to just have this in a very small baggie as opposed to this massive piece of foam. Just a lot of different things. While they are nice, it definitely just adds to a lot of packaging, adds to a lot of extra shipping weight. It's a lot of stuff, and when you're buying, say, 190 of these, it certainly adds up, and it ends up being a couple good-sized pallets worth. So again, my name is Chris. As always, I do hope you learned something today. Please like and subscribe below. Thank you for watching.